This is the Transformers Generation Studio Series. It should be Studio Series 86 from the Transformers the movie way back in 1986. We have Core Class Decepticon Frenzy in his red deco. Sort of like a inevitable redeco of the Rumble mold and a obligatory purchase for fans of the G1 Generations line. Man, this figure was incredibly difficult to acquire if you did not pre-order it, because most hobby shops and online stores that I visited had this one sold out. And the only ones that were selling him, you needed to buy all 4 core class figures in the wave, with the 3 other figures that came with this wave, which was a core class Bumblebee, Novocaine, together with Noah in his exosuit. So I didn't really need those 3 other figures. So luckily, I got this figure from Our Toys. Let's get him out of packaging. And here is Studio Series Frenzy out of the box. And the figure actually turned out great. As far as repaints go, I mean, Hasbro really delivers on their G1 repaints, and this is a very, very good rendition of Frenzy. He'll sit nicely with Rumble on any Generations G1 shelf. I love how this figure came out. Let's take a closer look at the details of the Studio Series Core Class Frenzy.
Hey, I didn't volunteer for this geeky assignment.
Now, in case you didn't already know, Frenzy is a direct repaint, redeco of Rumble. The old G1 toys were exactly the same. They were identical except the colors. And in the old G1 toys, this was Frenzy and this was Rumble. But in the cartoon, this was Rumble and this was Frenzy. And that's why on the box, there's a description that says Frenzy Red and Rumble Blue. It doesn't really matter if you're a big G1 fan. You are going to love these two. They're exactly identical. I kind of wish they could have changed the head sculpt a bit. They could have probably given Frenzy a smirk. Or if Rumble had this basic, sneering face sculpt, it could have been like a... Frenzy could have had the anxious or surprised mouth sculpt, but they didn't change it. They just changed the color of the plastic, the paint apps, obviously. The guns, they actually changed. I was shocked. I was actually expecting they'd use the same grayish silver pearlesque plastic, but they're using now a white ivory pearlesque plastic for the guns. Doesn't matter. It still looks terrific. On my copy of the figure, seemed to be any mold degradation. The joints, well, some looseness here and there, but not super loose to be considered mold degradation. Now, just like Rumble, you can remove the pile drivers. Pile drivers are exactly the same. Nothing changed. They just changed the colors, and you can pop out the fists and turn him into his basic robot mode. You do the same with Rumble. Okay. So, yep. And the guns are still removable. And you can still mount it on his forearm. Not really how it was on the show. He actually held his gun. And in the old G1 toy, the guns actually slipped onto the fist. But, given the constraints, this is fine. And here they both are with Soundwave. Both will fit in cassette mode in the chest compartment of Soundwave. Transformation is exactly the same as Rumble. You want to get rid of these weapons. Rotate the head, fold that down. Okay, you want to pop the arms up this way. Fold in the fists. You want to rotate the lower legs outward. Fold them up like this. Lock them in. And there you go. Turn it around, and he's in his cassette mode. If you have no idea what a cassette is, you are so young. Man, I envy you. Cassettes were the analog. Coolest thing about the 80s, these were analog audio storage devices that would play music. And that was how it was back in the 80s. If you grew up in the 80s, man, there was no such thing as digital sound or MP3 players or iPods or iPhones and whatnot. I know. Okay, you're probably so used to me saying that, but anyway, so he will fit inside Soundwave's chest. And to deploy him, you just go Frenzy Eject. Oh, okay. And that's how it was. I mean, pretty cool. Great looking G1 styled Frenzy. And so some final thoughts on the Studio Series Core Class Frenzy, done in red. Man, I love these. I love these updated look for the minions of Soundwave. I think it's as great as Rumble. Rumble is still my favorite out of the two, but you can't have one without the other. If you're a big fan of Soundwave and his minions, you've got to get both of these figures. With that said, I am hoping that we get a Studio Series 86 or Studio Series Core Class updated figure of Laserbeak. And even Ravage, for that matter. We deserve a better Ravage than that. And maybe Ratbat and the rest of the other minions of Soundwave. Here's hoping to that. This figure is going to get a 9 out of 10. I think I also gave Rumble a 9 out of 10. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this Transformers Studio Series. Should have been Studio Series 86 from the movie Transformers the Movie 1986 Core Class Frenzy in red. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.